Okay, everyone, welcome to the 66th episode of the Neverending Becoming, joined here by my wonderful and talented cousin, Austin.
Hello.
How are you doing, man?
Good. How about yourself?
Very good. Very good.
Should I pretend like I haven't been on a podcast before and be like, so how close do I get? How close do I get?
It would help. It would help. That's like...
I've heard fist, you know?
I've been listening to podcasts now. They're doing fake cold opens where they're clearly recording. They're clearly good to go. They've been sitting down. They're drinking caffeine.
Hair is coiffed, you know?
And they're still trying to pull the whole, casual so-stuff. I'm not going to be casual about this at all. I have more questions than I've ever asked anyone, I think.
And I have zilch. I came unprepared.
You got the one thing.
I got the one thing.
We'll save it.
Just wait for the one. Wait, this camera. Yeah, well, I got the one thing somewhere. I'm realizing I'm just like my brother. He does that shit all the time.
But
it'll be fun to watch this.
Anyone who's paid any attention to the YouTube channel to Neverending Becoming has seen you on Jam Journal a bunch of times.
Hell yes.
Yeah, you're the guitar player in the jam band.
I tickle those strings.
Brings me to the first question. Did you ever think you would be in a jam band?
Oh, for sure.
Did you?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Eventually. Being primarily a blues guitarist, I knew I was. Eventually, it was going to get tossed into something where it's me jamming for like 12. Hey, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining at all. I love it.
That's true. Lead guitar definitely lends itself to the jam format.
Oh, for sure. Because you're just
Specifically
going for
blues.
12 minutes. Are we switching keys? Nah, we'll wait. It will still stay same chord, you know, just eyes closed, you know, just keep going.
I didn't always see it for myself. I don't know. It's just because I didn't listen to Fish or Dave Matthews Band or anything like that.
I didn't until I was older either. I mean, I still don't listen to Dave Matthews Band as much, but Fish, I feel like the only people in my family that like Fish are me and my hippie sister.
I didn't even know you like Fish.
I don't mind it.
Yeah.
I didn't know I didn't like it until I heard it. I was like, ooh, I like this. This is just like really talented people jamming for like 25 minutes on one song. It's like the same as the Allman Brothers.
That's true, actually.
Like the live versions? Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like 20-minute songs.
Major Gateway.
Oh, yeah.
I used to love The Departed, and they have a sweet live take of one of the Allman Brothers songs there. Definitely got me into them.
But yeah, you were a classically trained jazz drummer. Do you ever think you would be yourself as a free-formed jam band?
I didn't know anyone who was in one. I mean, anyone that did band stuff, it seemed like writing songs was important. And then jazz was definitely kind of pushed onto me in a way from just high school because there wasn't like a rock band class, but there was a jazz band class in
I've
high
noticed
school.
that. They don't have that really.
And then even my teacher, like when I learned drums, he was like a jazz guy. You know, he's like a...
Sideways, hold mistake, or no? This
Little
one's
bit.
sideways. No, this one's sideways.
Little left-handed traditional grip, yeah. He's like a guy in his, must have been 70s, named Danny, who was like white hair.
That's your drum teacher. Any teacher named Danny, that's the drum teacher. It's like, you know, Gregory's the guitar teacher and like Maleficent's the piano teacher. And then you got Danny on the fucking drum set.
What are other like guitar teacher names?
Neil.
That's
my current guitar teacher from school.
If we're talking about Fish, but probably Trey.
Probably
has inspired a lot of...
Trey's going to teach you how to do some arpeggios for sure. He's going to be like Yngwie Malmsteen. What's up, dude? What's up, little dude? You're like 25.
But you wanted to be in a jam band. Like, did you want to be in a blues band specifically? Or?
Yeah, I've been wanting to be in a blues band for a very long time until I discovered jazz, soul. I was very much I was I was just raised listening to...
you were born, though.
I was born. And then sometime after that, I found a guitar and picked it up and then liked it. Then sometime after that, I was introduced to like Stevie Ray Vaughan, AC/DC. So rock and blues were like the marriage in my brain. I was like, ooh, I like these two things. And then I was like, discovered jazz. I'm like, these aren't chords I even begin to understand or recognize.
Yeah.
Turns out it's just they're adding extra notes on top of the chords. Don't tell anyone that. It's really not that hard. It is, but it's not that hard.
I'm glad you're throwing some whispers in here.
See, I'm making the compressor work too.
We are going to get deep in some of the audio stuff. Austin also is my go-to like audio friend. Like,
I'll say it again. That was a G sharp, 500 hertz. I have to cut that out later.
But we've gotten a little bit better at Ableton together. And
yeah, this has been fun.
Lately, you've even been mastering the jam journals we've done together.
Yes, anything that you hear jam journal wise has been mixed and mastered. Sometime after, I don't know the number. Forget that.
The specific decimal.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, I don't know.
It's funny that like mixing and mastering is even brought up so much online. Obviously, like my algorithms push me to that type of content because I'm into like music production, but it seems to be commonly discussed now. Like, quote, the mix of something. Where back in the day, I think the musical intelligence was just much lower, right?
Here's my theory. I just thought of just now. which I'm a little secret for you all. I think it's because mixing and mastering plugins and software has gotten to the point where it's basically free. Before
Yeah.
mixing anything, you would need like $150,000 mixer, and like reel-to-reel tape recording. Now you can literally sing into your Apple computer microphone, laptop microphone, and it picks up decent audio. Plug it into the free version of Ableton. Put all the free plugins like compressors, EQ. You could make it pretty dang good.
Yeah, that's a great point.
So mixing and mastering, yeah,
It didn't used to be possible.
exactly. Yeah,
Right.
it'd be theoretically impossible.
And I mean, it's gone digital, I guess, last, what would you say, 20, 25 years. But before that, you'd have to have an analog mixing board to even do it. So it's just not even
delay. A simple plugin like delay came out in the 80s before it was analog, but a digital one came out. I think I just learned this the other day. I think the dates are a little confusing, but the
No one's checking this.
prices that
No one's
someone
checking
is.
this.
I know someone is. He's like, this motherfucker. I'm gonna get. You think you know audio? You piece of shit. I'm gonna fucking email you. Yeah, I'm not gonna say my email. But a delay unit that has digital delay costed $200,000 in the year 1970, 80, like in between there. That was the first one, because before you would have to route literally 4 tape machines to like come back into itself, and it's like, how much is 4 tape machines?
You're reminding me, isn't one of the first major songs to use delay? It's a U2 song where the streets have no name.
I think so. That's used
Or
the
the
dotted eighth note delay. I think that's a different thing, but that
The
is
delay pedal or something.
Yeah.
It wasn't even in recorded music until the last 40 years.
yeah, crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Same with like flanger. It's just putting your hand. That required another. They like to do a lot of 4 tape loop like bus routing to other tape machines, which is very costly but hilarious. It's like, ooh, this little effect that makes it sound like it's going whoosh, 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 costed like $600,000 by buying 4 tape machines.
Right.
And it's like, you can't mess up the tape either.
It's an exciting time to be alive.
Oh, yeah.
You're the first person, by the way, you mentioned plugins. I don't know.
Oh,
How do you
whoopsie
explain a
doopsies,
plugin to someone who has no idea what a plugin is? It's just like a
Let's see how I can.
small, like,
Not trying to sound condescending either. I just don't want to go too high.
because
Like,
actually I didn't know what plugins were until you first started talking about the Volv compressor.
ooh, yeah, that's good.
I mean, I would say plugins are like,
Third-party.
there you go.
They're third-party tools used that seamlessly integrate into your digital audio workstation, i.e., Logic Pro, GarageBand. So GarageBand, Ableton. Like, let's say I don't want to use the stock compressor, things that squash.
Yeah.
Or we'll go reverb. Everyone knows reverb. We don't want to use the stock reverb, so we use something from another company that they make that seamlessly. See the hand motion? This camera seamlessly integrates into the plugin or into the digital audio workstation.
It's good to have fun with the audio and the video here.
Oh yeah, I'm having a time, James.
But it's like plugin is like a software that you attach to another piece of software. It's
Exactly.
just, plugin is just software. It's an
plug
app.
in. It's
An app you use in another app.
that's the best. Yeah,
Right.
That's way better than what the fuck I said.
It's like a
You have to understand, like going into it, like Charlie Day on the white chalkboard. Wait, this one, scribbling up.
anyone that you're right. Anyone that uses a podcast like knows GarageBand, right? Because they of course probably have a Mac.
That's how they organize. Yeah.
We should just stick with the GarageBand analogy. Like
I
it's like
should.
having a new tool shelf in your garage
Band.
for a band. Let's not go too deep there.
No.
So that's cool. I didn't know you actually had a jam band like Desire.
It's just a blues band, I guess, but that kind of extends into, I guess, jam band too.
Isn't there like a reputation like every beginning guitar player wants to be a blues guitarist because you get the most like shine?
Yeah, you get
terms of soloing?
immediately all the attention, and then turns out you realize you have to learn some rhythm too. That was my journey so far.
Yeah,
But I'm coming up. I'm coming up, learning my rhythms,
absolutely.
taking my punishment for not learning rhythm for 15 years. Now on to the next topic.
Yeah, that's the next topic. I want to ask you about like music college because you're enrolled in music school.
Yeah, a lot of jazz.
That's
It's
another
primarily
jazz
jazz. I think it's because it's like, you can't really bullshit it. You can a little bit, but I guess in the eyes of other people who are jazz connoisseurs, you can't really bullshit it.
Yeah.
Because there's a specific scale for every specific chord you play, which is crazy. Not in blues, really. I mean, kind of. But, like, you can kind of fake your way in for blues. Just go with the same pentatonic scales. Any guitarists out there will know exactly what the hell I'm talking about.
I was going to ask,
Yeah.
I have a lot of questions about music college. I want to ask
please.
first
Please
about the
fire
type
away.
of people, the type of kids that go to music school. Like, have you noticed any cliques or groupings, I guess, amongst the personalities?
A little bit. It's very band kids, I guess.
You do get some of the classic.
A lot of the band kids, classic band kids.
Time out. Orchestra or like marching band?
Both. I get a lot of saxophonists, like woodwind.
Yeah, even
instrument.
giving me the breakdown of like everyone's primary instrument.
A lot of violin and stringed instruments,
yeah.
cellos. And then a lot of like 1 or 2 trumpet players and a lot of other like vocalists and not a lot of drummers. I've had one drummer who's actually a buddy that I made. Shocking. I know. Shocking. He's pretty killer. He's a good drummer. What was I going to say? Yeah.
A lot of strings represented.
Oh, it's not a necessarily large school. It's pretty medium sized. So a lot of the people I have in a couple of my classes are like in my other classes. It's not that. It's like I'd say it's a small to medium sized school.
Okay.
Like I have the same 8 teachers because I'm doing like the music program.
Are there any instruments that they like don't have someone that they wish they had some representation for?
No.
Like you never.
But
have.
I know there's only one tuba player that I've met.
Tuba. Yeah,
That's it.
I was wondering that.
I haven't met any other tuba player. A lot of multi-instrumentalists, a couple, like 2 or 3.
Yeah, that's interesting. How many people try to do everything? I mean, there's got to be.
So far, I've met 2 or 3 that do piano and guitar. And
okay. I was going to say, what are the instruments? Because like, I doubt it's tuba and viola. It's probably
tuba
like...
and the shoehorn. Yeah.
Okay.
That's so far. Yeah. Sorry, lost my train of thought.
And then have people like instantly try to jump into bands with one another?
It's me and this other dude, yeah. The only other person I met, like one of the first days, we kind of started a little band. It's starting to form. It's getting there. You know, we still got a couple songs we have to make and record, I guess.
Sure. What's his story?
Drummer for a long time, jazz drummer, pretty dang good.
I'm listening.
I'm listening. Hates drums. We're like, ooh.
Backtrack.
He started to pick up guitar. I've been trying to show him some stuff on guitar. Same with vocals and like Ableton. He's trying to like, follow the Kenny Beats vibe. So now he's doing like beats. He's making beats and stuff. So I'm like,
Shout out Kenny Beats. I actually just watched a Kenny Beats video.
Really?
And yeah, it was pretty recent. It's I think he was on the podcast. It's called Other Tone with
I saw
Pharrell and a couple other dudes.
Yeah, I didn't watch it, but I saw the thumbnail and I was like, I saw it was like 50 minutes long. I'm like, I will save this for another time.
2 things made me think of you in that video. You're very ahead of your time. Number 1, he mentioned the count, which you're a big fan. And number 2, he said, "Oh, you know what I think is going to be the biggest thing in music?" He pulls out a mandolin. I swear to, or not a mandolin, sitar. I swear to God.
I want my sitar so bad.
Austin got a sitar a couple of years ago. To actually quickly tell your sitar experience because it's kind of funny.
Really quickly, so for Christmas, I was like, I don't really want anything. I'm fine. My parents are like, okay, what's one thing you wish you could have? I'm like, I guess like this guitar. So there's 2 differences here. A guitar that sounds like a sitar, right? So I already am able to know how to play it. No issues, no problems. And then they're like, okay. Then they fucking, Christmas comes and this giant case gets pulled out. It looks like a trombone because it's so oddly shaped. And sure enough, it's a sitar in there. I'm like, wow, holy shit, thank you so much. This is amazing. I had a lot of fun with it. The tuning was really like unstable. Like it would not hold a tune very well.
It seemed insane to tune
It was
that thing.
so much fun though. So it's like 3 or 4 strings on top, right, that hover over this like guardrail, right? The frets that are like guardrails. And then underneath are sympathetic strings, meaning whatever key the song's in, I'll put a pin in what I just said, whatever key the song's in, you tune it to. So as you play the notes, the strings ring out with resonance. Like you don't have to play the ones at the bottom. They automatically vibrate to match the tone you're playing. And like I said earlier, the key of the song, a lot of Indian ragas are like a 1-key song that lasts like a very long time. It's kind of like, once again, a jam session. So you're not tuning it every song, all 13 strings. You're doing it like once or twice, I guess.
That's awesome. It's a built-in backing band to have those strings reverberate in the background.
Yeah, as you're doing your thing. But yeah, it was like a very interesting instrument I picked up kind of quick. I really liked it. And then as I was playing it, I was like, man, this is an okay sitar. It's not that I was ungrateful, but I'm like, I'm just checking with you guys. You didn't spend too much on this, right? I'm like, and I said a price range, and they looked at each other. They're like, No, we did not spend that amount. It was a little bit more. And I'm like, you should definitely get your money back because it was like fake inlay. They got gypped. You know, they bought something on Amazon that was a sitar and it was worth a different price online. But once we double checked to try to get our money back, the seller was completely gone off of Amazon. They still got the money back and I bought a Shure mic.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep, and a cloud lifter.
Go Niles, Illinois. You know, I can't imagine quality control would be easy for an instrument that I would say 90% of Americans could not name or recognize by sight whatsoever.
Yeah.
If not 99%.
Everyone's like, the Indian guitar? It's like, oof.
No, but Kenny Beats was pushing the sitar.
Yeah, oh, yeah. It's awesome. Microtonal. It's in between notes, you know? Like, you have the C, D, E, F, G. It's like C sharp, and then in between, it's like...
They brought up how it was used in a bunch of hip-hop songs, too, in one era, which I wasn't aware of.
Yeah.
I guess it's, you know, it's like...
I'm trying to think of which one it is now.
Oh, I can't come up.
Were they abstract?
They mentioned Steely Dan, it being in some Steely Dan stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And also...
I think he used the Dan Electro, the acoustic guitar one, I think on Back Jack, Do It Again. But that weird solo in there, that sounds strange. I think that's the sitar guitar that I was looking at.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
He might have mentioned Bad Sneakers or something.
Bad Sneakers.
Doesn't really matter that much. I give you credit for getting there. Kenny Beats is just getting there now. He's 30 years old. You were doing it at 20.
I got one up on fucking Kenny Beats.
What do you like about Kenny Beats? Just while we're on him, like, for anyone who doesn't know, he's like a major producer. He does like Vin Staples. He works with a lot of people, but he also has been very successful in creating like video content to teach people, like through Twitch, right?
Yeah, I like people like him who are at a certain level and don't try to hide all the secrets.
Yeah, it's cool.
I really don't understand that. It's like, well, if you already made it, you giving away the secrets of how you got there is not going to lower your rung of personality, fame, I guess. It's not going to lower your rung of fame or any of the fans. You're going to get more fans by trying to help producers like me and everyone else try to get better at their craft, you know? It's like, here's the trick. Don't sign with a label. Here, this, why, blah, 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 blah. Or you can. It's like, oh, here's stuff that I would have no idea. He's like everyone's mentor almost. You know, everyone needs a mentor. Get a mentor if you don't have one. But he's everyone's mentor when it comes with producing stuff. That's what I like about him.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I've been needing like a video mentor for sure. Just
I could help you out. I'm just kidding. I have no idea.
I mean, at times you've been my audio mentor for real. Like,
oh yeah,
you know, I mean, it's good to have like all kinds of relationships, like where someone's clearly ahead of you, also where someone's like at a similar level, whatever. It feels like you're in the war with someone.
You're in the war. You're in the trenches.
I shouldn't be using that analogy. No,
yeah.
I think it's just all the language that's been in the news.
Let's go ahead and go back and bleep those words out. We're in the, you know.
Yeah, my teaser for this is going to be like, Austin, thank you for joining me. You're a geopolitical expert for Eastern Europe, Serb-American relations.
Yes. And then you cut it. It's cold open.
No, hard not to have war in the mind. Yeah, but no, Kenny Beats, definitely like everyone's mentor. Video mentors are a thing now. Like, obviously, anyone who wants to be a content creator, Gary Vee's their mentor, right? There's like virtual mentors for everything.
Here's where you're a fucking idiot. It's like, whoa, dude. I just...
Okay. Now listen, guys. The thing is, you got to realize this is bullshit. And actually, I watched...
Sell me a pear. I'll give you 2 watermelons for that pear. I end up with a car. You end up with nothing. It's like, what?
I so want to do this parody of Gary Vee. I'm going to do it. I'm going to spoil it. No one's ever going to watch this and see consecutively me also doing this joke later on.
It'll be a good callback for anyone that does see the original.
Hopefully,
Gary.
If you do, you're going to love this. But
nice to see you from the future. Hope everything's all right with Ukraine. No bit. Not doing a bit.
No bits
genuinely.
Here. No bits.
No bits here.
Gary Vee, he like his intro at the very end, he says like, "I just want to be happy. Don't you want to be happy?" And like in the video I watched, he goes straight from like, "I just want to be happy. Don't you want to be happy?" to life's not just about being happy. He basically immediately cuts to saying like, life's about hard work. Like, he instantly jumps to like something that contradicts his intro that's in every single video. It's so funny.
My God, that's hilarious.
Which honestly, if you produce enough content, you have to be a hypocrite to some degree, because life is kind of like this gray thing where depending on what you're talking about, you're either going to be taking one side of a discussion or the other. So, like, it's true. If you do enough talking online, like, you're going to find hypocrisies, right? Like the Bible. Like, there's, like, you know, left and right and everything. so to speak. But like, yeah, just
Even
super
within the
funny.
20 minutes we were setting up, you were setting up, I said two things. I said, yeah, we could probably do that in post. And then 20 minutes later, I was like, we shouldn't be trying to fix things in the mix.
Right.
And I'm like, wait. So what I basically
Exactly.
said was, we should fix it later.
Right.
We should get it done the first time. So it's, what does that mean? What am I talking about?
Fix it in post, fix it in pre.
Fix it in the mix, fix it in post. It's the same thing, actually.
Let me ask you about TikTok a little bit. I know
Oh, please.
You're youngin. You're a younger man than myself.
I'm a young buck.
By what some people with I don't know, Gregorian calendar experience may refer to as a decade. You are younger than
It's a
mine.
cod, they like to say. That's the correct Latin pronunciation.
But I just want to hear just in general what you love and hate about like music producer culture on TikTok.
Ooh.
I mentioned earlier how like mixing, mastering, you hear that kind of language now. It's common to see people talking about using DAWs like Ableton, making their own beats at home, building beats. Like, what does the TikTok music producer like genre, I guess, make you think of?
Yeah. Makes me think of good and horrible advice both at the same time. Because it is an open platform and anyone can post and the algorithm can pick up anything, I've seen stuff that has made my brain melt out of just like, you didn't post that. That makes no sense. You're making everyone not understand how to do it even less. You made everything convoluted and rough. You know, it's like very simplistic.
So like disinformation.
Yeah,
but,
like there's a lot of
just
music theory stuff where I'm now into music theory, so now I get how stupid I was for not learning it. But I had some ear training, whatever. But just people teaching the easy way out, which is fun, but you're not going to get anywhere with it. And it's like listen how this awesome melody sounds, and it's just horrible. It's just like da 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 da. It's like, well, what are you trying to make here? Like a clown song? I don't know.
Yeah, that's tough.
Some circus music?
That kind of reflects like the larger
No diss on circus music.
the larger theme that's been happening in like the information age, where there's just so much more information, but it's not a guarantee it's good information.
Exactly. Well, because people don't know what to follow, or they don't know what to listen to, I guess, because a lot of it is, trust me, I'm an audio engineer, and then their intro music sucks shit. It's like, oh, well, that's been a big thing on YouTube. Now that YouTube has taken away my beautiful dislike button, that's the only fucking way I can tell if a music producer or content creator.
Yeah, I was gonna say
content
like,
creator is good because the dislike button's gone. I'm not doing mental math calculating likes to views. That's what do I look like? An algorithm? That's a little joke for you, by the way.
What do you like about the music producers? Like the short form content you see for production. Obviously, you pick up. I'm sure you picked up stuff, right?
The Count producer.
Oh, okay.
He does like 15-second videos that are just straight up music. He uses like 12 different percussion instruments, and he makes these awesome, tasteful jams that are unbelievable.
Yeah.
Check him out, Instagram right now. Check him out. The Count, spelled Count.
That probably helps. Yeah.
Yeah.
He specifically is interesting too because I mean I've been playing the drums for a long time, 20 years, and I never really thought about utilizing different tones from hitting different things, like different funky, almost sound effect type sounds as percussion. But it's like a whole thing now. It's arguably as popular as using like a traditional drum kit, right? Like smack slaps and
you get a snap, and you put it in the right ear and the left ear, and you slow one down, so it's like this. Well, you're not going to pan these, but
but using like bottles for like hi-hats or just using odd like pieces you find around the house, like objects. Actually, on that, do you have any like objects that you saw that was used as percussion that you specifically loved?
I've used specific ones. I've used my water bottle before. This spaceship of a water bottle.
Give it a couple taps in the mic. Let's see what you get out of that thing.
Hold on. Got to measure the proximity.
Yeah, get it nice and close there.
See, there's too much resonance, so I kind of...
I'll do my coffee cup too. Pretty good. That's got to work.
That's the intro music.
Yeah, but that stuff, I mean, I don't know. I guess, again, talking about how it's cheap to actually have audio software now. And, like, back in the day, you probably wouldn't spend, like, your tape, that you're recording on to do funky little experiments. So it's probably helped people open up in that way, too.
Funny enough, people like The Count, and I think Kenny Beats, too, have reel-to-reel machines where they take the information going into their digital software, and it goes out into a tape machine, records it in the tape machine, and then you record it from the tape machine to give it a tape machine feel.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
It does.
And it just keeps going, so you record over the tape anyways, so it's just an infinite tape loop. And it's funny that you say not waste it, but that's exactly what they're doing. But it's not wasting it because it like already records over itself. But it's just funny.
You get interesting like texture from that sort of stuff, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
It's funny when people try to go vintage. Or I love doing it too. Like worrying about crackling in a mic and then throwing like a bit crusher over the entire master. It's just really funny. Bit
crusher's like distortion.
Yeah, bit crusher is a distortion.
I'm gonna be the layman translator throughout this whole thing.
Bit crush my voice. I'm just kidding. Don't do
So inside baseball.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Bit Crush Beatrice. That was one of your podcasts.
Oh, you guys should already know if you're longtime
right,
listeners.
That's right.
You should know.
Yeah, when the Pan's Labyrinth, terrifying imagery. Let's go on to another one. We can, by the way, if anything comes up like in your memory, whatever, from TikTok or Music College, feel free to insert it or bring it up, whatever. But we'll keep circling back to everything. Do you have any advice that you'd want to give to your 18-year-old self?
Oh my God, that's very funny.
I'm trying out different questions.
I know, because this also resorts into the one thing I wanted to talk about.
Let's hear it.
Two things I'll say to my 18-year-old self. First off, all right, we'll go with the music one, right? We've been talking about music. Practice scales. Practice the correct things. I say this like I'm actually talking to someone out there that's definitely not 18.
Someone's 18.
Someone's 18. So far, I'm the youngest one on the podcast, so I can reach out to you guys. Practice your scales or whatever craft you believe in, right? Filmmaking. Practice. Don't sit on your ass. Do it.
Any tricks to get them to practice?
No.
Besides just like looking back with the ravages of time, being like, you must go back.
Yeah, you should have practiced.
And undo the wrongs you have done. Like anything specifically to get you excited to practice, I guess.
I guess treat yourself for every hour and a half you practice. I can't think of anything else.
No, that's good.
For me, it's gotten to the point where
yourself.
it's like I should have been practicing, so now I'm catching up,
Yeah.
Trying to come up with like makeshift motivation. I don't know what motivates people. Vaping? I don't know. You're hitting a vape right now. I know you are. Every time you play an hour, you get to hit the vape twice. You know what? 3 times. I'll be nice to you.
I'll give one that I've learned.
Please.
It just is really, I think, performance psychology. It kind of feels when you're younger, like when you practice, you have to practice for a long time. Because you always hear like there's a warm-up period, there's the playing period, but it's actually kind of bullcrap because if you practice for 10 minutes every day in a week, you'll be better than if you practice once a week for 70 minutes, like for an hour and 10 minutes. And I was actually much more often doing probably like once a week for an hour plus, hour and 10 minutes.
I mean, you'd think, right?
But I would have been much better off, and you will all be much better off practicing you.
So let me recant my
if you just
statement.
do small amounts of time.
Change the number to 10 minutes every
But
day.
it makes it way less intimidating, right? Like
it's easier, right?
If you just, and also, of course, you'll be, maybe this isn't obvious, but you're much more likely to keep going because you kind of grease the wheels. If you're just telling yourself, I'm going to get 5 minutes in, I'm going to get 10 minutes in, it's much easier than to keep going because then it's not intimidating versus just picking the instrument up like Wednesdays right before your lesson, which is like a common pattern. I feel like people doing like the emergency practice before they have to do something else. Do you know what I mean?
I know all too well, James, about pushing things to the absolute last minute and then surprisingly getting it barely. Just holding that ship together with Flex Seal and duct tape and anything I could find around the house that provides any structural integrity.
Yeah. And then you mentioned tying it to like a reward, like drooling after.
Yeah.
But there's probably other things too. Like, I don't know. I would be interested if people could find a way to maybe like every time you use the bathroom, every time you take a two.
Ooh, I got you.
You pick up the instruments. You're like, I'm getting some crap out of my body. Let me put some crap into my body. If you find ways to just
anytime
sort of like,
you take a two, you got to play the blues. Yeah, work in progress. Oh yeah. So one other piece of advice: if you're a little lifter out there and you think you're big and badass, start rolling out. Take a foam roller and get underneath your armpit, your legs, because I just started doing that after lifting for like 5 years, and I want to die because it shouldn't hurt. You're supposed to like be flexible and be able to roll on all your muscles, and I'm in constant pain. And you have to, I'm getting better, but it's just unbelievable how tight I am.
I need that advice because I've never used a foam roller.
Yeah, it gives you shoulder flexibility back because like Yeah, it's not.
I just heard something.
Yeah, something.
pop.
You're gonna get. Please, you gotta crank it up for that one moment here. You'll wave, right? Here's an audio, cue, a visual cue.
Okay, did you use someone else's foam roller and then you realized it was amazing, or did you have one
Kyle's.
at the gym?
I used my buddy Kyle's. I'm like, why do you always roll out? And he's like, it's for flexibility. I'm like, let me try that because I saw him rolling on his armpit like that with his full body. So I immediately got down on it and it felt like my rotator cuff exploded. And I was like, it should not hurt that bad. He goes, I mean, it does. You just got to roll it out until it doesn't.
How about a specific kind? Like, because there's like ones with like
Yeah, there's
divots
nodules
in them.
I don't know. I think maybe just a flat one to get started.
Yeah.
I don't know if people are really like targeting the exact nodule in the one spot. I guess if you're starting out, they're like $20 on Amazon. Go buy one.
Are they really?
Or go to your local Dick's Sporting Goods.
Actually, my first memory of a foam roller is a coworker was getting their Amazon packages delivered at my old job.
That's really
and
funny.
They had like a really gigantic long package get delivered. I was like, "What did you get?" And
What is this,
They got
huh?
a foam roller.
Oh, that's cool.
But they said it was for their partner who was actually a chef because he's on his feet all day,
Yeah.
and I guess it's good for endurance too. Maybe
It's good for everything, just rolling out. Just, people, like, even knee problems, knee pain, chronic knee pain. It's just like your knees are not strong in the right spots. Like, because there's a lot of kids my age, adults my age, I forget I'm old now.
I've been saying kids, so I'm
yeah.
throwing you off.
Yeah, in comparison, right? I mean,
You're a
it's only-
kid now until you're 25.
I'm a little baby boy until 25, and then the world's got to watch out. But yeah, a lot of people my age have like back pain, knee pain, and they're like fit people. They're like, I'm like,
Sad to see.
just roll out your knee, and then sure enough, that usually works. It's just crazy how how much inflexibility can hurt you. That's my advice. Start rolling out, get into flexibility stretches.
So I was gonna say your advice to your 18-year-old self: practice and stretch.
Stretch for 15 minutes,
Basically.
play guitar for 15 minutes, and then do whatever the hell you normally
Honestly, very difficult things to get anyone under 30 to do.
do. Yeah, my 18-year-old self's going like, okay, on it. Fucking idiot. Yeah, just because you're a couple years older, you think you know everything. I don't, but more than you.
Well, your body bites you like quicker than you think it would.
Very hard, yeah.
There's some things you can really last a long time on, but
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
I did good for like 5 years of lifting a stupid amount of weight, like just not even thinking about stretching, not worrying about anything, and then it's
Yeah.
like, ooh, I've paid the piper now. I definitely have.
I think anything after 20, especially as a male, you have to think about specifically because men's testosterone peaks, 18, 19?
I thought it was like 21 or 20.
And that's maybe generous of you.
It starts to diminish at 23.
I remember
whatever.
being 19 and reading in like a Men's Health at the time, like your testosterone peaks at 19, being like, shit.
You're looking in the mirror like, why aren't I looking like Arnold? Fuck, I made a mistake.
No, but I mean,
Is it 19?
no, it's young. It's younger than you think. I'll say that. It's
9
younger
and a
than
half.
you think. It's like, yeah, your testosterone peaks. 14
You're
years
born
old.
with all the testosterone that dwindles from there.
No, but I mean, just from a weight training perspective, it's not as easy to put up the iron, right? And testosterone's, I think, good for healing to some degree. Or
Yeah, it does a lot
the
of
way
good
you're-
stuff, a lot of bad stuff too. But it's not that it's just you can't have an overabundance of any hormone in your body.
That's true.
You can't be out of balance. People do like test boosters and then test. It's like okay.
So I asked a few times about, quote, kids your age.
Children, yeah.
You're at the age now where people have graduated like a 4-year if they went all the way through.
Yes,
Or maybe are about to graduate
they're about to graduate.
if they took like the 5-year plan, whatever. Have you noticed any trends or like differences now that people are like done with college? Like,
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of. I just recently got onto LinkedIn. Being now in music college and now realizing that shit, I got to start working on my career. I've noticed a lot of kids from my high school.
You're not a kid anymore. If you're on LinkedIn, you're
Did I say
technically
kid
an
again?
adult. You're in. No. I'm just saying.
Oh.
You get disqualified from being a kid,
Oh,
being called a
you can't
kid.
say
If
it
you join
anymore now.
LinkedIn, it's over.
You
Even if
can't-
you join when you're like 17, it's over.
You can't say it anymore, James. Gotcha.
No, I'm sorry. You were saying.
That's gonna peak the mic.
It's actually, I got a
you got it
safety
perfect?
recording too. So.
Nice. You
And
got the backup.
I'll have
recording.
you stay afterwards to like overdub over parts that I just have
I'll
to
do
cut
this.
out.
I'll seriously do this. Ready? Watch this. No, I'm not gonna.
No, but LinkedIn.
Hello.
I'm sorry. I'm so excited to crack
Yeah.
jokes. Crack wise here.
What was I gonna say?
Things have changed.
Yeah, LinkedIn. So I've noticed a lot of people have like jobs I don't understand, like financial business compensator at Computech. It's like whoa, but there's a lot of like
Pyramid scheme.
Computech. Yeah, we'll clean your computer for you. But just like a lot of financial jobs, I've noticed a lot of the kids in my predominantly white neighborhood have, you know.
Yeah.
Just like I'm like, ooh,
Are they using LinkedIn? It seems.
yeah. I messaged a lot of them, or at least connected with a lot of people that I knew from high school.
Nice.
A lot of them have a lot of business-ended jobs.
They message you right back trying to sell you protein powder.
Yeah, they're
I'm
like,
sure.
dude, you gotta try. You're a big guy. You gotta try this protein powder. I'm like, I haven't talked to you. I've had 2 or 3 people from high school message me about pyramid schemes for sure.
Have you really?
Yeah. Like a girl I haven't talked to in a while.
You are at that age too.
Yeah, it was really funny. I was like, wow, I knew exactly where this was going.
Did they have like a slick sales pitch, or was
No,
it?
hers was bad. It was just like a copy paste, you know. And then it was like, hey, Austin, $26 an hour. I was like, what? Or no, it was $15 an hour. And at the time, I was working for my dad, and I was like, I'm good. Prevailing wage, or not prevailing wage. It was union at the time. I was like, I'm good. I'll be fine with construction.
It's hilarious, like just advertising the per hour amount in front of your face.
Yeah, that is really funny. And like one big long copy paste message.
Are you like actively trying to like connect to people on LinkedIn? Like, have you started that, or are you just building your profile?
Building my profile pretty much just so anyone sees I have like a shit ton of connections, which I do. It's like not like I had like 5 friends 2 days ago. I'm like, I should probably like fill it with people I really know, or like people I know from high school that would message me back.
Yeah, we're not friends on LinkedIn, are we? We could do that. It's an option.
It's embarrassing.
Any Neverending Becoming fans, please message and link to Austin
Yes.
on LinkedIn.
Yes.
Are people seemingly posting a lot, or are they
I
using
haven't
like
seen
multi?
anything.
Okay.
I think it's just they
know-
have the LinkedIn just to have the personal profile.
Do you feel like you know how LinkedIn even works? This is kind of a funny question.
It seems like
it's pretty
Facebook
different.
marketplace, or not Facebook marketplace. It seems like a Facebook for business, in the
Right.
sense that I saw
Of
you.
course.
You could. It's like, what's on your mind? I'm like, I'm gonna let everyone know in my professional world what's on my mind. That makes, I don't know. It just seems a little risky.
But you can see like when someone looks at your profile, like that whole thing.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah,
I really don't like
the
that.
hardest thing to get used to.
That makes. I'm really glad I found that out early.
Did you
before
spend-
I started stalking people?
I was
Like,
gonna say, have you stalked anyone like that
On
you're
it.
not comfortable with them knowing?
No, I got lucky. I learned very early on. I learned extremely early on.
Yeah, that one's pretty obvious.
I was on a Zoom call with my buddy from who lives in California, and he was telling me about that as I was like making my account. And I was like, "Thank fucking God, you just told me that."
I also have to get on LinkedIn, and not just because Gary Vee recommends it.
No,
and
yeah,
says
he
it's
recommends
great for
it,
organic growth.
Organic growth, non-GMO growth. Gary Vee.
No, but it's. I mean, I guess it's gone pretty multimedia. They have videos now, and I just it seems that people are more regularly posting. Like,
Really?
in I guess the thought leadership domain, so to speak, like sharing ideas. You know, it's like a casual blogging system. And really,
No, I know. I'm just thinking buy, sell, buy, high, low, just ideas. You know what I mean? Just
My
like,
fi- yeah, my
all right,
finance stuff.
a car that drives itself, just a fucking chaos.
I'm actually just gonna go on there and fuck with people.
Please
I'm
do
gonna either sell people foam rollers or protein powder, like I was saying,
That'd be genius.
or like a $1,200 course on like how to podcast. Mark my words, that will actually happen one day.
That's a very good idea. This is a pretty damn good production, and it's not that, probably it's budget friendly for the most part, but not really. I mean,
No, I'm gonna do like a luxury podcast only. So it's like you gotta buy at least $8,000
think about your
worth of
clientele.
equipment.
Think about your clientele now.
Yeah, well,
There it is.
LinkedIn. I'll do one on Instagram for like $400. You gotta cash at me $400, but the LinkedIn one will be like,
$1,200
yeah.
packages. You have to have packages plus cinematography, lighting. You know what I mean? You gotta.
Time's flying here, man. I'm not even like halfway done with my questions. I have so many things I wanted to ask you about.
Oh shit. Okay. Rapid fire.
We don't have to go nuts. I'm excited. It's going the way I want.
Treat this podcast like it's the last day on Earth, James. Fire.
I got to mention today is February 28th, the day we're recording this, which is, it feels like a lot of ways it's the last day of winter because March it turns to spring.
Okay, good. You scared me for a second. I thought I was supposed to know this date, and I was like, oh shit. I
In
don't
like
know
a
this date.
lion, out like a lamb. No,
Yeah,
but a
yeah.
major thing of significance now, it being 2022, is it's the last day of mask mandates for COVID.
Is it really?
It is. Yeah.
Oh boy.
The city will fine us thousands each for not wearing a mask inside a media space here, but no, it's so really. I mean, COVID is in essence like over this week, and it's all over the nation too, to my understanding.
It's crazy
like a
that COVID's
state-by-state
going to
thing.
erase itself once we take off all the masks and decide that it's not necessary. It's actually gone. It's really gone.
I see what you did there. I
Yeah.
see what you did there. No, but I mean, if there's ever a time to plant the flag and claim victory, maybe shouldn't be doing this, but now's the time. But no, is there anything you're interested in like adding to your life, or that like you've been like holding back that now that the mask mandates are done, you're gonna like
spitting on people,
jump back in on?
No,
Hawk and Luke,
meeting people and seeing their actual face.
Yeah,
I've been mask fished like 2 or 3 times, and it's been pretty hilarious.
I should have like an affiliate link for Crest White Strips.
Crest White. Oh my God, that's so true.
On this video right now, like never ending Crest White Strips.
Never ending. It wraps around.
Have you whitened your teeth?
Once or twice, yeah. I drank coffee for a while, and then I was like, "Ooh, that's starting to yellow."
You don't have to explain yourself. You can just say yes. I'm not trying.
Yes.
I have to.
I'm not defending it, but I'm just defending it.
I used to do it when I was like 15. I was like, when you first start to like date or like get insecure and all that.
Whiten your teeth a little
like,
bit.
it just felt like the thing they did. I mean, of course, like they were marketing that probably on the Disney Channel back then. You know what I mean?
Sweet Life. No, wait. I'm trying to think of what show would you see.
Although I was watching HBO when I was 15. Not
you were
the
watching
Disney
Sopranos.
Channel. It just
You're watching fucking Sopranos. Tony throw a dude off the boat. You're like, interesting.
I mean, just being honest though, I've held myself back from doing a lot, including podcasting. So it's wonderful to get back in a room and like to do podcasts.
I was really happy to receive the text.
Yeah, but
that's why I misinterpreted it as me starting my own. I was like, wait, what? I'm like, oh, I get it.
But like, have you? I don't know, restaurants or anything like that you haven't done, or you've gone to the gym, right?
Yeah, I've not really. It's wearing the mask at school because I'm there for like 6 hours or like any work environment.
Have they not said anything that you're not gonna have to wear it anymore?
They'll delegate and decide is what we heard from all the teachers so far. So, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see everyone's face. Because I've only seen like a couple of people's faces outside of class.
You're going to have to see all the music teachers' gross goatees.
Oh, man. I'm looking forward to it. He's probably had it tucked and rolled underneath the mask, right? So it looks like he has no any facial hair. And then he takes off the mask and a nice goatee unfurls. But yeah, that is
at the very least.
Forward to.
Yeah, it's a big deal to see your teacher's face.
Teacher's face too, yeah.
You're spending.
They look so different. I saw one of my teachers took off his mask for a second to drink a coffee. I was like, what the fuck? Like I could have never predicted how you would look. Like you think you know how someone's how it looks, and then the second the mask comes off, you're like, ooh, different face.
Any generalizations about your music teachers? Like, are they a certain type of
They've
person?
been pretty cool, to be honest with you. I've gotten pretty lucky.
Young, old?
One young, and then the rest old.
Meaning
no,
like older...
I'd say one's his 30s, one's his 40s, and one's in 50s, and one's 60s. I think it honestly goes up by 10 years.
That's cool.
Yeah, probably late 50s, early mid 60s, early 30s, and mid 40s.
I think they only give out tenure every 10 years. They only let people in every decade.
Every decade.
I asked about the music teachers. Actually, my next question is about musical role models. Do you have any role models in music? And we got to this a little bit with Kenny Beats earlier.
Yeah, role models.
You can do instrument specific.
Instrument specific.
And then I'd kind of like to hear like a, I don't know, production person you look up to.
For guitar, I like Buckethead a lot. He's been a recent guy. He is a genre-bending master at the guitar who wears a white mask and a KFC bucket on his head. No one knows what he looks like. He is unbelievable at the guitar. Yeah. He pretty much has any genre you throw at him, he's gonna master it instantly, and no one knows who the guy is. It's straight up just music. There's no pageantry. There's no giant hair metal hair. It's a dude.
Well, there's a little pageantry with the bucket.
Yeah. I guess so.
Like it's kind of like a really lazy version of like marketing. Like
that is true. I guess
his name is like also the description of him.
Yeah,
Buckethead.
I guess like, he has no humanity to it.
No, but I didn't know you liked Buckethead that much.
He turned down a role from Guns N' Roses. His role model was Slash, I believe. I could be way wrong here, but something happened where Slash couldn't perform or wasn't performing with them, and they asked Buckethead. They're like, "Hey, do you want to be our guitarist?" He goes, "Sure." 2 conditions. I might have told this story in the podcast. This
doesn't matter.
Vaguely familiar, but I'm going to say
it again. I don't remember.
3 things, stipulations. 1, I'm standing in a chicken coop the whole time. And they're like, okay.
Awesome.
2, I think there's live chickens running around. They're like, I can't. And there's like 3, I'm watching hardcore pornography on a TV screen facing away from the audience.
No way.
Swear to God. And they're like, no. And he goes, can't do it. Buckethead turns down Guns N' Roses because of that.
Do you think he actually watches porn while he plays? Like,
this is just for Guns N' Roses. He doesn't do it on this day. It was just a stipulation to be with Guns N' Roses. I don't know why.
I feel like I've heard that before though. That
I
like,
might have told you it before because it's such an unbelievable story of like someone turning down the role to fill in the shoes of like their role model, like Slash.
not even that though. Like Kanye watching porn in the studio.
Oh yeah.
Like I feel like I've heard.
Apparently
stuff
he
like
has
that.
a live subscription to blacked.com or something like that. I don't know. He's paying for it. He's not doing any free stuff. I can tell
Are you
that.
sure this wasn't a joke that you saw?
No.
or-
No. It was in an interview. I forgot where I heard it from. I hate that in the age of information. It's
hard
the
to
worst
tell.
hearing something from a source, forgetting where you heard it from, and then saying it. It's like, I can't prove that.
Have you heard any other musicians talking about like watching porn while recording though, or
Not really.
okay, that's just so weird. The Buckethead thing.
I feel no. I think
It's
it's like rappers probably having sex while recording.
Yeah,
Like some crazy shit. I don't know.
I can see. I can also see that. We gotta keep it sexy in here. We gotta
Yeah.
keep it real sexy in here. Other music role models, obviously.
Yeah, so Buckethead for guitar. The Count is probably for percussion and just texturing music. Just the way he adds 600 million percussive instruments, like a little frog, a wooden frog that he's doing, and he turns it down so low in the mix that you can't hear it really. But in context of the song, it's like, what's it, like subconscious music? It's just unbelievable.
or subperceptual.
Yeah,
whatever.
subperceptual. Just, getting into like rhythm and beats is something that he's inspired me to do.
That's supposed to be a major thing in mixing, right? Turning things down lower than you would initially assume.
Yeah, you turn it until you do notice it, and then turn it down a little bit. There's like we use that with saturation all the time. Is you turn it up until it's like, wow, I'm starting to notice it, and then you back it down like a couple notches or whatever.
On the subject of audio engineering and role
Yes.
models, Dave Pensato's place. I love
Pensato.
that YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah, we watched a couple episodes. I haven't kept up on it, but I've definitely watched a couple ones with you and really
It's one of
liked.
those things you could jump in and out. It's like timeless stuff.
Yeah, I like the one jab he had at Phineas, I think. Oh man, what was it?
I don't know.
It was like, Splice? You use Splice? Or I totally forgot. There's, this free sample-based library. You can buy a bunch of, royalty-free, but you still have to buy them. Like samples that people make.
We watched the Phineas episode,
Yeah.
but he interviews like all the famous hip hop producers and just rock music producers, Chris Lord Alge, all these people, and like they like give away their secrets. Kind of like the Kenny Beats giving away, your best ideas type thing. I used to be obsessed too, and I still am. Don't get me wrong. I still am totally obsessed with Rick Rubin.
Rick Rubin.
He has produced everyone, like
Yeah.
from Red Hot Chili Peppers to
Yeah, okay.
Kanye West
Gotcha. Yeah,
to
yeah.
Johnny Cash to the Dixie Chicks to Slayer. He was a founding member of the Beastie Boys. He's truly like shaped a lot of modern music, like a crazy amount of modern music.
Would he be considered one of your role models when
Yeah.
it comes with
Oh,
just
absolutely.
genres bending and
Specifically because he works in different genres, I love the ability to be able to almost like crossing different disciplines within music, like, but also he has like, he has like a place in California, and part of his workflow, I think, is people like living at his house, sort of. And
Really?
it's almost like a way of thinking and being, in addition to like the recording process. Like he kind of, I think, has like some certain Zen lifestyle elements.
like what we did over here that one time during the summer. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
That's one of the last times we podcasted. Yeah, is when
Wow, yeah. It's been a trip.
is when you were over here. It's hard to believe it's almost been a year.
Oh my God. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it was like June.
Not quite. We still got a while. It's like
We got
10
some
months.
time. But yeah,
Other
is that one of your goals? Is become like a producer of many different aspects?
I would love, especially recently working with Matt on starting his podcast. I would love, not to
Modern mythos.
modern mythology,
Modern
not
mythology.
to only take in like the skills I need to succeed in the the work that I want to create, but to help other people along for that journey. Yeah, and that's why I like Kenny Beats too. Like,
Yeah.
I think you're just able to have such a larger influence, and I think to just connect on so many different levels when it's
Yeah.
not just all about you. When you,
Yeah,
you
it's
help
really
other
helping-
people get what they need, and really, I take way more pleasure like doing things with you and Rob for our jam journals than I do just like recording my own drums at home. That's actually why I have no drum YouTube videos just alone yet, because like it's not nearly the same just like me recording my own playing, making my own beat videos, whatever. Like I love way more that it like we get to like hang out and do it, and I get to hear how your performances like come across and be a part of like even plugging in your cables, like literally the nuts and bolts type things.
It's fun.
Like those are the kind of headaches I'm into, is
Beautiful headaches. The good headache.
okay. I got another question here. What's a confusing thing about like the stage of your life that you're in? Is there anything you found confusing?
Well, I guess the time of COVID, I guess some social aspects, because everyone's still somewhat feeling out the waters a little bit more reckless during my age. Not me, but I mean a little bit me, but like we're not caring too much being on the younger side, but there's some people that are a little uncomfortable, and it's like going to bars, and it's like, well, do you wear the mask outside? It's just a lot. It's it's not that much of turmoil as much as it just like is a little bit of like we said earlier, the Midwestern oop. It's like, do I wear a mask? Oop, whoa, where am I going? Whoop,
Pathogens?
Pathogens, whoop, dodging them. Whoop. Do you got an air purifier in here? You have a shark? Nope.
Oh, the viral load in here is not
measuring the viral load. But yeah, I guess it's just a little bit of social stuff. It's etiquette. It's like, oh, my buddy's having a birthday. Do we wear a mask going in?
Well, it's interesting you mentioned the COVID element, because I think just being 23 is always confusing, because that's the first time you don't have like, I would say forced friends. Like you don't have classmates that are automatically part of your social web. Like these are the first years where like it's on you, where you have to kind of keep your own connections together.
I've noticed that definitely. Yeah. Now that you bring that up, I guess not that I'm trying hard to. It just seems like everyone's been trying to like reach out more. Like there's some friends that I haven't talked to in like a month, and I'm like, shit, how's it going, dude? What's going on? Keeping as many connections as I can, because I know that as you get older, it dwindles, and it's like you and 8 friends or like less, and you're like, ooh,
yeah.
Hey, buddy. I haven't seen you in 5 years. How you been? How's it going? And he's like, I'm married now. It's like, ooh.
I was just going to say, you mentioned like a month being a long time, not keeping in touch. Like my version of that is like a year.
Year, yeah.
Hey, buddy, it's been a year. Like that's much more the equivalent when you're in your 30s.
Yeah. But that's yeah. That was a good point. I didn't even think of that.
I mean, I'm trying not to always like project the way I felt when I was your age like onto you, because obviously
I feel tall, thin, play the drums when I'm 23.
I'm glad that you see these being my primary characteristics, but no, it's just there are certain timeless things I think people go through too.
Yeah,
leaving the school system, finding your own way in life professionally, but also socially. Because I know you're not like a huge bar drinker person.
I don't drink, so like going to bars. One second.
You
ruin the take by
I don't drink.
Little joke for you there. I'm not a big fan of losing control. I don't know. I don't feel like getting picked on at a bar because I'm slightly bigger. So I'm like, what? I don't like it. Some drunk idiot, some adult sees me and they're like, oh, it's like, shut the dude, relax. I'm at a bar with my fucking friends. That's happened once or twice, and it's fucking annoying.
Do you know how popular sobriety is amongst people your age? Like, is it like a thing? Like,
there's a lot of people who are on the very low end of drinking, as in like they'll occasionally drink, but there's a lot of people that like need to drink.
That's always been a thing, right?
Yeah.
Just like
it's like me and probably between all my friend groups, like 3-4 other people that don't drink like at all.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm not like against it, but I just don't feel good. My tolerance is real low. I just don't drink.
Well, there's certain like I feel like social trends like straight edge like are popular certain times in history where people are like kind of like anti-drinking and like I never drink type thing.
Yeah, I'm not against it in the sense that like I have a good way of calming myself down and having a good time. Well, when I'm in social situations, most people get really anxious, but I tend to like as many people in a room as possible. I feel like I get a lot of energy off of that. But some people need to get the liquid courage to calm down to that level.
Yeah.
I'm just saying how good of a social person I am. I'm a genius,
Well, as a natural talk,
I
find that
extrovert.
The discussion points are as fluid as the Bacardi that some people can't stop shoving down their throats.
Shoving down their throats, yes.
Okay, well, we made a joke about the Ukraine Russia conflict. I mean, Russia basically waging war against Ukraine.
Yeah, attacking
I do want to
Ukraine.
bring it up because it's kind of insane for
Yeah.
what's sort of what people are calling World War III. What's sort of like a worldwide conflict beginning to occur, and then not bring it up at all. Not that I want to like ask
No,
you
yeah.
geopolitical opinions.
Oh, yeah.
I guess like something I could ask in relation to how I've asked other things is how are people you've seen, how are they talking about it? You've seen people post about it? Like,
Yeah, people are virtue signaling as usual.
Some of that?
A lot of that.
Yeah.
But I know a couple of people that are Ukrainian that are posting a lot about it, and I think they have every right to.
in Chicago, you know, a lot of people know Ukrainian people. You know?
Yeah. A couple of people that went to my elementary school, middle school, they're posting about it. And I'm like, yeah, you have every right to. But there's a lot of other people that are virtue signaling, and it's like, this is not the time or place to do any of that.
Even then, what kind of virtue signaling? Like,
How much of how scary it is for them to be living in a time of living through another historical event, and it's like you're
really?
living in like a 5,000 square foot house, and like, you know, not that I'm like shaming people for having, but it's just like, dude, let someone else have the platform that's not you for a minute. You know, I'm not necessarily posting about it. If I see anything that's like donate here, maybe I'll put it up. But it's like you projecting your problems for people that are at war, right? Basically getting attacked. It's just unbelievable.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's been a crazy time. Obviously, I mean, a lot of people thought too that like Putin himself that they were just gonna like roll in and unfortunately probably make a lot of grounds quickly. But it's been more complicated than that. It seems
Ukraine's strong.
Ukraine's very strong.
They have good training
and specifically from what my understanding, the world has really come to bat for them.
Yeah.
You know, that people have stood up, and even some of the European sanctions have been harsher than other people thought, because obviously a lot of people are reliant upon Russia for certain commodities, gas being a big one.
How about people your age or around your age group? What are they saying on Instagram? And so
I
on and
haven't
so
seen
forth?
like my peers posting as
Yeah.
much. I've seen like the social accounts I follow. You see Ukraine strong. You see the
Yeah.
blue and yellow flag a lot. A lot of that imagery. I haven't seen a lot of like virtue signaling. That's kind of why I was asking you.
Definitely my age.
Is
yeah.
whether people are kind of spouting off at the mouth because they're kind of like,
There's a lot of people that say that Trump would have done this different. Trump would have, like, a couple of...
oh, you see,
I would say
that?
acquaintances that I still somewhat not necessarily keep in contact with, but I'm following, are like, Biden's too scared to do anything.
Okay,
It's
so
like,
that's there you go. Just
It
as an
is.
excuse to kind of push their normal agenda, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that. All right, we not have to go too much into that. Just curious how like everyone's social web is kind of making sense of things.
for the most part, people are pretty silent unless they are Ukrainian or, I guess, Russian or anything like that. They'll speak a little bit on it, but...
Okay, let's move. We're kind of in the final stretches here. I got a couple more for you though.
Okay, final stretches, lightning round.
What do you think about the concept? I've asked you this before, but
Okay.
just on camera, I want your answer.
Oh, boy.
About like a beat show. Like a lot of people are into building beats,
Oh, love
making
it. I'd
beats
love
on
to
their
do it.
computer.
If you're asking me to do it, I'd love to do it. on
I am.
camera.
No,
This is proof.
No, but like the Count, you mentioned he's into building beats in essence, especially he's using interesting percussion in his beats.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you see any opportunities, or I don't know, did you see anything recently you were inspired by, or that?
Yeah. I like the people that are looping themselves, and also doing creative stuff visually, like being in different parts of the room, playing a certain instrument. Like someone's on the drums and they took a video of themselves doing it and like freeze framed it or whatever, or like masked it. That's the video word that everyone's
Damn,
going for.
dude.
Yeah, clipping mask, doing it around.
You are my mentor, my video mentor.
No, James. No.
I didn't know mask till the last year. That's embarrassing, but it's true. I was familiar with the concept, but I didn't know.
But yeah, those people that are like doing like the bass, doing the guitar, and they're all in different parts of the room doing like the whole beat. I like that stuff. That stuff's pretty interesting because that's combining two different like talents together. That's the stuff I want to kind of get into. But
Kenny Beats, I mean his name, but I mean he has like a beat battle show where people submit beats, right? Like I don't know if that's the route I would want to take, like crowdsourcing beats.
Competition is a little
I'd be much more into finding a visually appealing way to do beats. Like,
what about samples? What if a viewer will send you a sample, or someone like you, I don't know, you go through your email, someone sends you a sample or a collection of samples, and we all try to turn it into a song, or you try to turn it into a song. I've seen like Andrew Huang's done a couple. He's done that already, but that's fine. He goes on Twitter and he picks out videos people send and try to make like a full song out of it. It's an interesting concept.
Yeah. I'm trying to think even specifically the sample. One of the things I wanted to do specifically on TikTok because it's such a visual medium, is to do a sample-based thing, but to also use like a mask, video-based thing, to take like a video sample along with the audio sample, and then as you remix the audio, also remix the video. And to kind of do like different versions of like...
I mean, you can drop video into Ableton.
Right.
So if you already color graded and finished the video, cut it up or whatever, you could drop those clips into Ableton, and if you do like any beat repeat, you can insert the audio, and so you could treat the video as a little strip of audio, and if you put beat repeat on it, the video will follow along with it. So automatically it's there.
Yeah, okay.
We're gonna go through this after the podcast.
I was gonna say we should end here because like we've already like given ourselves a homework assignment for like something to work on.
Bleep out the last 10 minutes so no one knows our fucking idea and steals it. This is patent. This is intellectual property.
Patent pending. Thank you for joining us, Austin. Thank you for coming on the pod.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, and then you'll do it again, right? We'll get you again at some point.
Whenever you want me back. Tomorrow.
Yeah. Actually, you are coming tomorrow for a Jam Journal. Watch the Jam Journal as well, and we'll see you then. Peace.